I wondered whether he might break from tradition and tell us. I wondered whether Kepa's got a chance to play and sort of how things are with him at the moment, because obviously he's not played in a long time. And when we were last talking about him in the team, his confidence seems a little bit low at the time.
Yeah, Kepa starts.
Kepa starts. And can you just talk about what that will mean for him and what you would like to see from him, and where do you see his frame of mind at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, listen, like I said about the group as a whole, it's about attitude and how we approach the game. Of course, Kepa's position is slightly different because the goalkeepers, they have to be patient when they're not starting games, and generally, obviously, with Edu's form, he's been a very regular pick for me easily. But of course, I think with this game, I think it's a game for Kepa, who's training brilliantly well, acting brilliantly well, and I think, and I mentioned when I spoke about him a while ago, that these periods will happen in players' careers, and sometimes they make you stronger and better at the other end. So I've got no qualms about putting him back in.
I'm going to stick with tradition myself, and I'm going to ask two questions in one, as I always do. Just following on from Matt there and the question about Kepa. You've said a lot about players that aren't playing, supporting the group and everything. I just wondered if you could tell us how he's been with Mendy, particularly. I mean, as it is, it's not like defenders where you might get a chance to play alongside. It's one or the other, isn't it? But also, I wondered if I could ask you a bit about Timo Werner. He hasn't scored for a few weeks now, and I just, it's obviously not a crisis, but for a player like him, I wonder if you think he's maybe trying a bit too hard. He's got the assists I've seen, but he's not getting the goals. How much that affects him, and whether that Germany-Spain game really may have affected him more than you might have thought. Yeah,
I mean, how he's been, Kepa, with Edu, very supportive, and I see that. I see it from afar sometimes with goalkeepers. They work together with Hilario a lot. But what I do see, and I obviously watch from afar, and we're in hotels a lot, and we have a lot of games at the moment, is someone that's supporting him quietly, as is right. Someone that's training really well, and I think that's the main thing that I look at, because the training, particularly for goalkeepers, because of the one nature of it, how close they all are. There cannot be one goalkeeper that doesn't train at a level. They have to push each other, and I see that with the group, and I'm very pleased with that from Kepa. So his reaction has been spot on, Andy, absolutely spot on. With Timo, again, I've got no worries about Timo. I think he's come into this league, he's made a big impact straight away. His speed, direct nature, things he's creating for the team, the fact that he's getting lots of chances, he makes lots of chances through his explosive nature and his eye to be in right areas. And that I love. I've got no worries about him. Timo's going to be a huge player for this club. He's scored some goals already. Of course, he'll want to be scoring more, and he's missed a couple, but keep getting there, he'll score those goals. I don't think that the Spain game has got anything to do with it, Andy. I spoke to him after that game, and it didn't feel like it was a negative thing that he was going to carry himself. There's been a few games since then. We played up at Newcastle in the next game, and he absolutely ripped on about 5 occasions that game with the ball, and was so dangerous, even though he didn't get his goal. So I just think it's a small moment, as all strikers have, and I've got no worries.
And just quickly going back to Kepa, is there any pressure from the powers that be above, because you've got a £70-odd million goalkeeper doing, not doing nothing but sitting in mothballs, if you like, at the moment? Is there any pressure that it's not like a liability on the club and they want to try and move him on, get him on loan somewhere, get some money back for him?
No, there's no pressure, Andy. And the pressure is, and I'm not saying that this is being spoken about, is to win games, and I have to do the right thing game by game. And of course, Mendy has made himself a very permanent fixture at this point, because the pressure to win games means I pick people in form, goalkeeper, striker, winger, whoever. But at the same time, with the game tomorrow, it's obviously an opportunity to give Edu a rest and give Kepa a game. To say well, he deserves it.
Thank you, James. Tomorrow, maybe a chance for Billy Gilmour to start or get minutes. I just wonder if like you've mentioned already about the incredible strength and depth he's got, particularly in midfield, would you consider letting him go on loan somewhere to get more first team football? Is he someone you want to particularly stay within your group so you can properly bring him to Chelsea way?
Yeah, I think Billy will start tomorrow, and with Billy, he I don't want to have that thought or conversation until there will be any point where it would take place. Firstly, when a window opens, and it's not open now. I value him a lot in this squad. You say we have a lot of options in midfield that can quickly change, as we've seen with the winger situation at the club. Hakim gets injured at the weekend, Callum gets injured yesterday, and their numbers are not so great. So I'll make those decisions going forward. his hamstring injury. He's out, and Callum Hudson-Odoi's out. He had a hamstring problem in training yesterday too.